Welcome back. Today, we'll explore the top 6 most valuable USA Washington quarter dollar coins in today's auction market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, these coins could be worth a fortune. Let's get started. First up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter dollar, specifically one with a large date and no mint mark in fine condition. We'll explore what makes this coin special, and most importantly, its value in today's auction market. First, let's set the stage with a little history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. It was initially designed to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design by John Flanagan features a bust of Washington on the obverse, and the reverse originally depicted an eagle with outstretched wings. The quarter became so popular that it was continued as the regular issue of the denomination. Now, before we jump into the value, it's important to clarify a common misconception. Although many people might think that all Washington quarters minted before 1965 contain silver, this isn't the case for the 1974 version. Quarters minted from 1965 onwards, including the 1974 quarter, were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning they do not contain silver. However, special editions or proofs could have been struck in silver, but the standard circulation quarter is not silver. Next, let's talk about the absence of a mint mark. The lack of a mint mark on the 1974 Washington quarter indicates that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which until 1980 did not use a mint mark on its coins. This is a common characteristic and doesn't necessarily add rarity, but it's a detail collectors should note. When we say this coin is in fine condition, we're referring to its grade on the numismatic scale. A coin in fine condition shows moderate wear with all major details still visible, but with some of the finer elements beginning to merge. It's a mid-level grade, meaning the coin is circulated but still has a fair amount of detail remaining. So, what is this 1974 Washington quarter with a large date, no mint mark, and in fine condition worth in today's auction market? While the face value is, of course, $90,000, the collector's market can assign a higher value based on demand, rarity, and condition. As of the latest data, a 1974 Washington quarter in fine condition might not fetch a very high premium. In general, these quarters are relatively common, and their value in fine condition typically ranges between $300,000 in auctions. However, if a particular coin has exceptional eye appeal or historical interest, it might go for slightly more, but it's not a coin that typically commands high prices. To sum up, while the 1974 large-date Washington quarter without a mint mark is an interesting piece of numismatic history, it is not among the most valuable coins out there, especially in fine condition. However, every coin has its own story and value to collectors, and it's always worth checking your collection for those rare or higher-grade examples that could be worth significantly more. Next up, the 1966 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark, even in bad condition. This video will give you an in-depth look at what this coin is worth in today's auction market, so stay tuned if you have one of these coins or are interested in coin collecting. First, let's talk a little bit about the history of the Washington quarter dollar. Introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter quickly became a staple of American currency. The original quarters were struck in 90% silver until 1964. However, the coin we're discussing today, the 1966 Washington quarter, is not made of silver. By this time, the U.S. Mint had transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition due to the rising costs of silver. This makes it a common misconception that all Washington quarters, especially those from the mid-1960s, contain silver, but that's not the case for the 1966 issue. Now, let's zoom in on the specific coin we're discussing today, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Philadelphia. Unlike the earlier quarters, this one contains no silver, being made of a copper-nickel clad. In terms of design, it features the familiar bust of George Washington on the obverse and the American bald eagle on the reverse. Before we jump into its value, let's clarify what we mean by bad condition in numismatics or coin collecting. The condition of a coin is graded on a scale that ranges from poor to mint state MS-70. A coin in bad condition might fall somewhere between poor and about good. Such a coin would show significant wear, possibly with most details being nearly or completely worn away. Despite this, even coins in such poor condition can have value to collectors, especially if they are rare or have some historical significance. So what's the auction market value of a 1966 Washington quarter dollar with large date, no mint mark, and in bad condition? Given its condition and the fact that it's not made of silver, the intrinsic value of this coin is relatively low. As of today, you might see these coins selling for around $77,000 in online auctions or local coin shops. The value largely depends on the buyer's interest, as this particular coin is more common and not considered a key date in the Washington Quarter series. You might be wondering if it's worth holding onto or selling a 1966 Washington Quarter in bad condition. While it may not bring in a high value in today's auction market, it still has historical significance and could be a great addition to a complete Washington Quarter collection. Additionally, coin collecting is not just about the monetary value. Many collectors treasure these coins for their historical importance and the stories they carry. Next up, the 1967 silver Washington Quarter dollar. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, this video will provide valuable insights into the current market value of this iconic coin in fine condition. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It quickly became one of the most popular coins in American currency, featuring the iconic profile of the first president of the United States on the obverse side. The coin was initially minted in silver, and it continued to be produced with a silver composition until 1964. However, in 1965, due to rising silver prices and a nationwide coin shortage, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a clad composition, which no longer contained silver. The 1967 Washington Quarter is part of this clad series, but despite its lack of silver content, it remains a valuable piece for collectors, especially in fine condition. Although the 1967 Washington Quarter isn't composed of silver, it holds significant value due to its historical context and the fact that no mint marks were used on quarters during the years 1965 to 1967. The absence of a mint mark was a deliberate decision by the U.S. Mint to discourage the hoarding of coins, as collectors were pulling large quantities of silver coins out of circulation. This historical period makes the 1967 quarter unique, and its value can vary significantly depending on its condition. So, what does fine condition mean when we're talking about coins? A coin in fine condition shows considerable wear on its high points, but the main details like Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse are still clear and distinct. The fine grade is typically assigned to coins that have been in circulation but have not been overly damaged or worn down. While not as pristine as uncirculated or mint state coins, a fine condition Washington Quarter still holds substantial value in the eyes of collectors. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1967 Washington Quarter in fine condition. Although this coin doesn't have silver content, it is still sought after by collectors, particularly those interested in the history of American coinage during the transitional period of the 1960s. As of today, in fine condition, a 1967 Washington Quarter can fetch anywhere from $100,000 at auction. The price can vary based on factors such as demand, the auction house, and the specific condition of the coin. While these quarters are not as rare as others, their historical significance and the fact that they are over half a century old contribute to their collectability and value. Next up, the 1985 Washington Quarter with the P mint mark in good condition. This video will give you all the information you need to understand the value of this coin in today's auction market. Before we get into the specifics, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by sculptor John Flanagan, features a profile of Washington on the obverse side, with the reverse originally showcasing an eagle. Over the years, this iconic coin has undergone several design changes and has been minted in various compositions, including silver. Now, focusing on the 1985 Washington Quarter, this coin is part of the clad composition series, meaning it is primarily composed of copper and nickel, not silver. However, it's still of interest to many collectors, especially when it comes with the P mint mark. The P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the main facilities responsible for producing these coins. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its condition. In this video, we're specifically talking about a 1985 Washington Quarter in good condition. When we say good condition, we're referring to a coin that has seen considerable circulation. This means that the details of the coin might be worn down, but the main design elements are still visible. The edges may be smooth, and there might be some discoloration or light scratches, but overall the coin is still identifiable and retains its historical significance. So, how much is a 1985 Washington Quarter with a P mint mark in good condition worth in today's auction market? While this particular coin isn't as rare or valuable as some older or era quarters, it still holds a certain appeal. As of now, the value of this coin in good condition typically ranges between $84,000 in most auctions. Now, I know what you might be thinking: why such a low value? The The reason is that 1985 was a year of high mintage, meaning millions of these quarters were produced. In fact, over 775 million Washington quarters were minted at the Philadelphia Mint that year. Because of this high availability, the coin doesn't have the scarcity that drives up the price for other coins. Next up, the USA Silver Washington Quarter Dollar from 1995 with P mint mark will explore its value in today's auction market and discuss why it might be worth more than you think. So, let's get started. First, let's take a look at the coin itself. The 1995 Washington Quarter is part of the series that began in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. This particular coin is notable for being struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it features the P mint mark. The 1995 Washington Quarter is made of 90% silver, which is a key factor in its value. Silver content, combined with the coin's condition, can significantly affect its market value. When we refer to a coin being in fine condition, we're talking about a specific grade in the numismatic grading scale. The 1995 Washington Quarter fine means the coin shows significant wear, but still retains its major details and design features. Now let's delve into its value. The value of a 1995 silver Washington Quarter in fine condition can vary based on several factors, including market demand and collector interest. As of today's auction market, this coin typically ranges from approximately $65,000. The value fluctuation is due to a few reasons. First, while the coin is made of silver, the amount of silver it contains, about 0.1808 ounces, is relatively modest compared to other more valuable silver coins. Additionally, the 1995 issue is not particularly rare, which affects its price. However, finding a well-preserved example in fine condition can be a treasure for collectors. Prices can increase if the coin is sold in bulk or as part of a complete collection, or if there's a surge in interest among collectors. Auction trends and collector preferences can also drive up the value. In summary, while the 1995 Washington Quarter with P mint mark in fine condition might not be the most valuable coin in the series, it remains a noteworthy piece for collectors, especially due to its silver content and historical significance. Next up, the 1984 US Silver Washington Quarter Dollar, specifically with a large date and a D mint mark in dirty condition. Stick around as we reveal its worth in today's auction market, and you might be surprised at what this seemingly ordinary coin could fetch. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of US currency since it was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, featuring a profile of Washington on the obverse and a heraldic eagle on the reverse, was created by sculptor John Flanagan. The Washington Quarter replaced the standing Liberty Quarter and has since become one of the most recognized coins in American history. In 1984, the U.S. Mint produced quarters at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver Mint, which produced the quarter we're discussing today, has a long history of coin production, dating back to 1906. Coins from this mint bear the D mint mark, located on the reverse side of the quarter, just below the wreath. The 1984 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark is not considered rare as millions were produced. However, various factors can influence its value, including its condition, rarity of the specific die, and any unique characteristics it may possess, such as errors or variations. For the large date variety, the numerals in the year 1984 are more pronounced, making it more distinguishable from other years. The large date itself doesn't typically add value on its own unless paired with other unique attributes. Now you might be thinking, what about the condition of the coin? While condition is crucial, coins in dirty or circulated condition can still hold significant value depending on the factors mentioned earlier. First, it's important to clarify that dirty condition refers to a coin that has visible dirt or tarnish, often the result of circulation and exposure to the elements. While this condition isn't ideal for collectors seeking pristine examples, it doesn't necessarily mean the coin is worthless. In fact, even in dirty conditions, the 1984 D Washington Quarter can still fetch a decent price. On average, you might see this coin selling for anywhere between $10,000 in today's market. This value assumes no significant errors or unique features. It's essential to note that auction prices can vary depending on the coin's overall eye appeal, the specific auction platform, and demand at the time of sale. In conclusion, while the 1984 D Washington Quarter in dirty condition may not seem like a treasure at first glance, it still holds value in today's auction market. Whether you're a collector or just someone looking to make a few extra dollars, it's worth checking your coin collection for this quarter. You never know, it might just be worth more than you think. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin-related content. Let us know in the comments if you have any interesting coin finds or if there's a specific coin you'd like us to cover, and next time, happy collecting.